Hello friends, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am so very glad that you clicked on this video today to join me in bringing you some amazing bookish content. And as you can see by today's title, it's going to be a really fun video. We are finally going to be setting up my TBR cart, so that is super exciting, as well as kind of organizing it. I got a couple things at Target, some tissues because I'm not feeling the greatest. And some cough drops, just some random stuff to put on there, my book light, my basket of bookmarks, and then a lot of the series that I'm currently working on. I think those books should just remain on there, and then let my bookshelves be books that I haven't even touched. And then like my wisdom tree that I showed you guys, that could be books that I'm actively reading, so that the other books in their series would just remain on my TBR cart. A good way to kind of break it up, just because my bookshelf currently right now is jam-packed. And I do have a whole bookshelf organization video coming for you guys soon, because I really want to organize them by genre, by author, by plan of how I want to attack reading them, because my goal for 2023 is to accomplish reading every last one of the books on my physical TBR. Obviously, yes, a good portion of these are standalones, which makes that perfect. Then I do have quite a bit of fantasy novels, obviously, that are in series. So I'm hopeful that they'll be able to get done. But yes, this video is going to be me setting up my TBR cart. I'm also going to be answering the Q&A questions that you guys have sent for me, either via Instagram or on the community posts on YouTube. So that's going to be super exciting. And I want to talk to you about my reading this week. So yes, this past couple of days, I'd say since Friday, I've been quite under the weather. I still do not feel very good, but I thought filming a video always brings me a little bit of joy, so why not do it? So yes, I want to talk about my reading, what I got into this week, what I finished, what are my hopes and goals in terms of reading for next week, and kind of what you guys can expect, at least for next week, in terms of videos, what will be coming your way. But yes, without further ado, let's jump straight into the video. All right, so I'm going to maneuver you guys so you can see what I'm doing. The angle might not be the best, but you get the gist of it. Hello, friends. We got the TBR cart, and I got white, which I think is great because, like, as you can see, my coffee table, a lot of the main pieces of furniture, even my bed frame, they're all white. So I thought this could be a really great way to let it, you know, mesh in with my vibe, as well as I can add stickers to it because I do have a lot of plant stickers and Elon Musk stickers. I'm just gonna leave that there for you guys. I have a whole bunch. I literally ordered, I think it was 300 Elon Musk stickers several months ago. So I'm just gonna leave that there for you guys to marinate with. But yes, there might be some Elon Musk faces that'll be on my TBR cart. We will see, but definitely some plant stickers. But inside, a lot of like cushiony stuff. It has wheels. I think it would be nice to put it on wheels, but then again, I don't necessarily think I'm going to be moving this piece around a bunch, so I might not put it on wheels, but we'll see. We have all the little bits and babs, the instructions, this top part that goes on the cart, and then the cart shelves itself. So let me get it out. Oh, it's nice because we have more leg pieces. It's nice. Hold on. There we go. It's nice because it has, like, not mesh, but it's a grate, so you can kind of see through it. I kind of like that, especially if I put some string lights in it. You'll be able to kind of see it through the top. But yeah, they're like mesh, you know. It's nice, and it's quite big. Not necessarily super deep, but it's enough to keep the book standing. So that's good. It's not too short, but we have 3 of those, so it's a 3-tiered TBR cart. All right, we just made an ensemble there. All the sounds. All right, so directions. Let's see here. Oh boy. So I'm probably gonna have to montage this. So let's montage this, then we'll get into the Q&A, and then we'll talk about how my reading went. So yeah, let's go. Alright, so I have finished building the huge, it's super tall when it's on the wheels, the TBR cart. I like it, actually. It's not as sterile as I thought it was gonna look. It's really nice. I do think that it has quite a lot of room for the amount of books that I want, but I will give you guys a little close-up tour. Hold on. Here's a little close-up of it, but it's nice and it has a little handle here, you know, on the wheels. I'll link the one below that I got. I think it was like 26, maybe 26, $30, maybe a little bit less, but it's nice. It has a nice matching, so I would say if I ever put string lights in here, the light will go through. It's really nice. Yeah, it's super tall too, you see? But yeah, I am going to fill it up and I will talk to you when I'm done. Alright guys, so I have finished setting up my TBR cart and organizing it. As you can see, I had to change it up a little bit, but this is the idea I have for it. So my bookshelf over here is going to be all my unread physical TBR. So whether that's used books or new books, but I have not read them. And then on my TBR cart, this is going to be the area where all of my books that I have, all of the books that are in a series that I'm currently reading. So for example, the Harry Potter, the Chris Colfer, Land of Stories, the C.S. Lewis series, the Shatter Me series, the Throne of Glass series, and the Tale of Magic, because obviously once I finish Chris Colfer's first series, I'm gonna go to his next one. So I thought, why not put that on here? And then the Priory of the Orange Tree, just like they're unraveling, which because I haven't finished those books and they've been softy enough for a very long time. So those are gonna be down here. And then on my TBR wisdom tree, that's gonna be the books I'm physically reading right now, whether they're in this series or not. So I have Harry Potter book number 2 up there. I have Legendborn, Assassin's Blade, and then I'm audiobook listening to Darkstar Rising. Chris Colfer's Land of Stories, haven't started it yet. The Harry Potter book 3, have not started that yet. And then Cinder, I'm getting ready to start that today. And then Dance of Thieves. Those are gonna be on the top because those are gonna be the next ones I grab next. Then I got this really cute basket here from Target, just in the dollar spot, cute little basket. And inside I have my book light and all my tabs, because I do not like, or at least yet, writing, highlighting in my books. I don't know when I'll ever get to that point, unless I'm the type of person who like annotates a book to the T and then buys another copy that's clean. I don't know, so for now it's just gonna be tabs. So I have that up there. Then I also have a little coaster, so if I want to get my tea or my water there. Then down below on the second shelf, I have my bookmark basket, which you guys saw on my bookshelf tour and my apartment tour. But yes, I just have bookmarks and tons of whole bunch of stickers. Like I said, a whole bunch of Elon Musk stickers everywhere. I haven't put anything on the TBR cart yet because honestly I like the clean, crisp look of it, and I think it'll match my aesthetic a little bit better than having like stickers all over it. But yes, another Elon Musk sticker. If you thought I was lying, I literally have so many of him everywhere, and like my favorite ones, like my prized possession, Elon Musk stickers, are in my desk in my room, so they're not in this basket. But yes, just all my random bookmarks and everything in here on this shelf. Then obviously, like I said, box of tissue and cough drops because your girl doesn't feel very good. But that's basically what's in the TBR cart. Obviously, the books will end up changing and shifting. Maybe I'll end up putting stickers on it. Maybe I won't. If I do, I will let you know. But that is the TBR cart, and I hope you guys like it. I'll make sure to link it down below for you guys. As well as, I want to link down below this tea that I'm currently drinking now. If you've ever had the pink drink at Starbucks, which I've never been a fan of, it's a bit too fruity, and it's weird that there's like milk in it. This is not fruity at all. This is the Nutty Almond Cream Cinnamon Almond Herbal Tea by Tiesta Tea from Amazon. This is a caffeine-free tea, and the pieces of the tea, if you can see, if it'll focus, are really big. It almost looks like granola. And the ingredients in this are apple, plain almonds, sliced almonds, cinnamon, beetroot, and natural flavors, and it contains almonds, so if you have an allergy, unfortunately, you could not have this. But it brews pink. Now, I obviously have a little bit of cream in it, but it brews very pink, and it's really good. It's like the weirdest thing. It smells like cookies, like a sugar cookie. It literally smells like a sugar cookie. It tastes like a sugar cookie, but it's also kind of like, has an aromatic flavor. I think it's the almond. You guys, it's so, so good. So I'm going to make sure that I link this down below for you guys in the description box. I think this little bag was like $4 or $5, and it says 20 to 25 cups. Literally, it takes a very small amount of this to brew a nice little cup of tea, but it's super good. It's like you're drinking a sugar cookie, but it's like slightly aromatic. It's perfect, and it's like almost weird, if that makes any sense. I don't know. I just wouldn't expect this to be how this tastes. But I love it. It's really good, and it's nice and warm. But yes, I'll link the TBR cart down below. I will link the tea down below. I will also link a bookmark basket, as well as finding another little basket and the tabs that I have, my book light. I'll make sure to link those things down below if you want to build your TBR cart in a similar fashion as mine. But now we're gonna get into the iPad because I'm gonna do the Q&A. So as you guys know, about maybe a week ago now, I posted a couple different posts on my community tab, so make sure you go look there on the community tab. I'll post something here on the screen to kind of show you a scroll through, but I update you guys, like I updated you and let you know there was going to be no video on Saturday because I wasn't feeling very good. Like, if anything, I'll update you. I update you on new books that I might be reading, on videos that are coming, questions, anything. So make sure you check out the community tab, as well as go follow me on Instagram. I'll have my handle on the screen and link down below, because I also have a bookish Instagram. So I post encouraging, bookish, fun lifestyle content on there as well. And the channel, or the page, is slowly growing, but it's really nice and fun. The community there is really fun too, as well as whenever I do giveaways again, just as you guys have seen. I just had my 200 giveaway literally like a week ago now, and I'm almost at 500 subscribers, and it's literally insane. I'm so glad that each and every one of you guys are here, and just stay tuned for more of those giveaways. I'm not sure when my next one will be, but it's going to be very soon, and it'll definitely be hopefully one that's a little bit broader than the United States, so that more of you guys, whether you're in Canada or you're overseas, you can participate in this as well. And if you don't have Instagram, just let me know down below in the comments, because I can always post a community tab post for then you guys to do your entries there for whatever reason if you don't choose to have Instagram. But let's jump straight into the Q&A. So the very first question that I got, which is from my Instagram, was what is my current career or my ideal career? So that is a very good question. Obviously, as you guys can see, I travel a whole bunch with work. I just recently got back from Vegas in Arizona. Then before that, I was in Manhattan. Then before that, I was in California. Then before that, I was in California again. So I travel a lot for work. I'm a personal family assistant, and I am a nanny. So I graduated college in February of 2022. I got my bachelor's degree in management. And during school, so for the last last 5 years, or really I was in school for 2.5 years, but for the last 5 years, I have been working as a personal family assistant nanny for 2 separate families. Now I'm just working for one family, but it's really nice because the current family I work with, they have 1 little boy. So basically my day consists of playing with, enriching, and experiencing the world through his little eyes, going to different classes, going on walks. I can do a lot of reading. I travel a lot with my current position, so that's what I'm doing currently now. And I've almost been out of school for a year now, so fingers crossed that something opens up soon in terms of work, whether that be I get a job with my degree or if I go back to school. But in terms of an ideal career, I can definitely say I've always been a person who has had dreams and hopes that have just changed and gone everywhere. But literally, if I could pick 2, maybe 3 idealistic careers, which it's possible, I think, for myself at this point in my life to attain at least 2 of them. I don't know if I'd be able to get to that 3rd one, but I'd say the first one would be opening my own cafe and being a cafe owner of some sort, and being like growing up on terms of like my YouTube channel and maybe an Etsy shop and my Instagram. I would really love to kind of leave that 9-to-5 structure and create a little business and type of thing for myself. So I say that's definitely one of like my ideal careers. Secondly would be I would love to go back and get my master's in English literature and teaching. I would love to teach on a college level in terms of like literature and writing, creative writing. I would absolutely love to do that because like I love reading and I love to write. Like that was one of my highlights in college. My highlights in high school was writing. So I would really love to do that. It's still a possibility. I just don't know if that's something that I'm going to do. So I'll have to wait and see. And then the last ideal career that I do feel is the most far-fetched would be I would love to get my PhD in developmental psychology. I would love to write a dissertation on something in terms of developmental psychology. I would absolutely love to be a clinical psychologist working in a hospital or in a college or as a professor. I would absolutely love that. I just think aiming for a PhD is really, really intense. Not that I don't think I can do it, because I know that I can, but I think time-wise and just practically, I don't know. But I can say those are my 3 ideal careers, and currently I'm working as a personal family assistant nanny, and I like it. It's rewarding. I'm very good with kids. I really enjoy working with kids. I think it's interesting, but I definitely think I'm ready to branch out from this and start using what I learned in school. The next question I have says, what grew my passion for reading? Honestly, a specific book, I couldn't place a specific book, but I can say my passion for reading in general grew when I looked at my life and decided I wanted a hobby. My whole life, I grew up drawing, like really good at drawing, absolutely loving it. As I got older, it tailed off. I grew up really loving doing like nail art. As I got older, it like dropped off. And I think I just wanted a hobby. I wanted something that was like my thing. And I feel like you have people who like to surf, you have people who like to dance, you have people who like to sing and all these different things. But I didn't feel like I had a hobby. I like to do a lot of things, but I wanted a hobby. And so I think that's what kind of formed my passion, is that desire for like something that I really enjoy doing all the time. So that's what you could say blossomed my passion for reading. The next question says, what is my favorite thriller series? So I have not read any thriller series, and if you know of any thriller series, please leave them down below, because I love thrillers, absolutely love psychological thrillers. But the 2 thriller books that I've currently read in my possession would be Verity by Colleen Hoover and Silent Patient by Alex Michaelides. I believe that's how you pronounce his name. I love those 2 books, you guys. Absolutely love them. I have a couple more thrillers on my list to be read, like Watching You, The Girl on the Train. I read Gone Girl, did not like that at all. I also have The Good Sister. Like I have a few other like psychological type thriller books as well, but I don't have any series. Most of mine are standalones, but Verity and The Silent Patient have been my 2 favorites so far. I love the twists, the turns, literally finished both of those books in a sitting. It was just so intense and I love it. So if you do know any thriller series, leave them down below. The next question says, what is my favorite book? Oh boy, my favorite book that I have. I mean, I've read a lot of 5-star books, but I would say, maybe I can frame this question to the point of like, what have been some life-changing books for me, or books that I've been like, whoa. I would say The Voyage of the Dawn Treader by C.S. Lewis. That book was life-changing for me personally. I would definitely say Harry Potter, book number 1 in the Sorcerer's Stone. That was like a favorite for me. Honestly, I would even say the Colleen Hoover Verity book, as well as The Silent Patient. So in terms of like my all-time favorite book, I think I have a lot of favorite books, but then there's certain favorite books that like were life-changing, or like their meaning was just so good for me. So I don't think I have a specific favorite, top favorite of all. I definitely hope that 2023 will be a year that I like have that top favorite book. Like, this was a book I loved so much, I will read it again all the time. Like that. Don't have one of those yet, but The Land of Stories by Chris Colfer, J.K. Rowling's first book, The Blameless and the Tarnished, both of those series, those middle grade series, I love that. I will be having a full review of that coming next week for you guys. I really loved Shatter Me, the book number 1 in the Shatter Me series. So it's like there's a lot of favorite books, but in terms of my number 1, I don't have one of those yet. The next question said, what got you into reading? So again, going back to kind of what formed my passion, I wanted a hobby. And I've always been so against reading. Like, I was the type of person who would be like, how could you sit and read that? Like, I couldn't, like, that's so boring. How can you sit and read a book? Oh my gosh, da 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 da. And I wanted something different. I wanted to do something different. I wanted to step out of my comfort zone a little bit, and I just picked reading. You know what I mean? It wasn't like I was watching any booktube channels, because I was not. Literally, when I first started wanting to read last year, I picked up a couple books and said I was going to do it. I didn't know nothing about booktube, nothing about it, book Instagram. Then I decided to search stuff up online, and that's how I found booktube. So really, it was just, I wanted a hobby. That's really what got me into reading. And then the next question says, how do you keep such a positive attitude? That is so funny and so sweet. And I thank you so much for that comment. I think on the internet and filming videos and what you see on Instagram can be super deceiving, because I also have really hard days and really rough days. Like, this weekend has been really rough. I felt literally terrible. Like, I can't even tell you, like, so sick. So it's not always perfect, but I think our world is really dark. Our world is really sad. People are really hurting. People are broken. People are lonely. And people are in so much pain. And having a positive attitude allows me to be a light in this dark world. It allows me to be a light to someone who might need it. And so that's why I always push my best to have a positive attitude. But I also think that can come with a little bit of like a con, in the sense of there's days that you're feeling really down and you want to push you to have a positive attitude, but you also need to be able to evaluate yourself and what you're going through and acknowledge those things so it doesn't bottle up. If you are feeling really down, you're just trying to have face for everybody around you. But I definitely think being positive and doing that, it gives someone joy and it brings someone happiness. And you may not think they need it, or you don't think that someone would expect it, but doing it just helps people so much. So I would say that's why I do it, because if my happiness, my joy can literally make someone smile and they've had the roughest month, week, day, hours, that makes it so worth it. The next question says, what are your greatest ambitions in life? So I was thinking about this question. I actually asked my mom about this, because like, I've never really thought about it, but I guess you could say the one thing that I just want to accomplish, that I can physically do things to reach, whereas there's a couple goals, like for example, I want to be a mom, so that means one day I want to get married. I don't want to say that I'm actively like doing things to reach that goal, like I'm like doing stuff, so that's more of like, that's a dream of mine. I hope that will happen one day. But in terms of a goal that like I'm actively working towards, I want to open a cafe. And I have the name of my cafe. I want my cafe to be centered around gluten-free, dairy-free, sugar-free options for people, as well as your regular options, because I know there's a lot of people who can't eat certain things. I also want my cafe to be centered around books, and I want there to be like a checking out service of books, almost as if you were at a library. Like I have the whole vision of it. And so how I'm actively reaching that is like, I'm saving money, I'm thinking of ideas, I want to open an Etsy shop, I want to continue to grow my YouTube to hopefully have that in the future one day. So that's one of my greatest ambitions, is opening a business and having a business, something that's centered around all the things I love: plants, books, baking, you know what I mean, talking to people, engaging with people, having conversation. So yeah, that's definitely my greatest ambition right now. It says, do you write stories? And what do you love most about reading? So do I write stories? Actually, I'm in the middle of writing one called Door Number 13, A Door Better Left Shut. And it's a play on the superstition on the number 13. So in a lot of, I believe it's Chinese or Asian cultures, the 13th floor in terms of like levels in hotels and buildings is let go, because it's supposed to be a very unlucky number. So it's a play on that, but I'm in the middle of writing that. I can say at this point I've probably accomplished, it wouldn't be a super long story, I don't think, at all. So not really a short story, but like 200 or so pages, maybe 300. And so I think I can say I'm about like a fourth of the way, maybe a little less than a fourth, maybe a fifth of the way done, slowly but surely getting through it. But yes, I'm in the middle of writing that, and I definitely think when I get more into it and I finish more, I definitely want to show you guys that. And then it says, what do you love most about reading? What I love most about it is that I can escape. Like, I never really understood why people love reading until I started doing it. You can just escape into just another world. You get to engage with these characters and experiencing things through their eyes. And it's so nice to like take a break from reality and dive into something that is so good. So that's why I love reading. I love just the escapism of it. I love how exciting it is. It's almost like, oh my gosh, I'm getting ready to go on an adventure with this character. I really love that, you know. It grows your imagination as well. And that's also what I love about reading, is that my imagination is like tested, because I feel like as you get older, you become an adult, your human reasoning comes and your imagination just kind of dies down. But with reading, it like blossoms again, and it's so beautiful, and I just love it. Then it says, have you ever been a beta reader? So at first I didn't know what that meant. So thank you so much for letting me know what that is. No, I've never been a beta reader, getting any like not released content and reading it before it gets published. But I have been reached out by several authors to read their work, whether they're like a newly author, they've like self-published it, it's not really, you know, going anywhere yet because it's only been like out for maybe a month or so, or they're starting to write again in their old series, they want someone to like kind of possibly review those. So I have been reached out by several authors to do that. So I don't know if you would call that beta reading, but yes, I have. The next question says, talk a little bit about my job. So yes, I did just talk about my job, the first question here. But yeah, I am a nanny. I take care of children. That's what I'm doing at this point in my life right now, and searching for jobs. So yeah. The next question says, what is your least favorite trope? Now, tropes are interesting because I know my favorite trope. I don't necessarily say I would have a least favorite trope, because I feel like all the books that I've liked so far, the plots have been okay. But the one trope that I feel like is so overused is when it's a female main character, because I haven't read any male main characters yet, but a female main character is the princess of a land and her kingdom gets overtaken. Now, the few authors that I have read have done exquisitely on it, but I feel like that is a line. I don't even know if you would call that a trope, more like a plot. I don't know. But that is like something that kind of just gets overused kind of a lot. But I like it. I just wonder, am I going to end up coming across and it's like, that was so redundant. Like, I've already read this. And so far, it's been okay. And it says, what is your all-time favorite book? Again, I don't know if I have an all-time favorite book, but like the Voyage of the Dawn Treader, Chris Colfer's book, J.K. Rowling's, honestly, Harry Potter might be my all-time favorite, but I don't want to say that yet because I just really like reached the cusp of reading, you know, just barely touched it. So I don't want to say it yet, but like, it might be, guys. It might be. It says, what is my favorite genre? So I love middle grade, any type of middle grade. I love fantasy. I love historical fiction. I love a little bit of romance. I love thriller books. Regular fiction, so meaning fiction that isn't fantasy, fiction that isn't historical, fiction that isn't like a romance book, but just like your regular fiction. Like if you go through Barnes & Noble and you're in the fiction section, I have a few of those here, but I find that those are harder for me to read. I prefer books that have a little bit of extra, whether that's sci-fi, paranormal, dystopian, or something onto them, not just like the life of somebody. I don't know if that makes sense. And then it says, when did I start reading? I started reading in January of 2022. What is your favorite childhood, teenage book memory or scene? When I was younger, I did do a little bit of reading, guys. The book that I can remember, The Black Beauty, by the Great Illustrated Classics, The Little Princess, and Heidi, and there's one more. Around the World in 80 Days, like those great illustrated classics. Those are just so many good memories for me as a kid, because there was a time when I was younger that I also wanted to like be a reader, but I just wasn't. And also like Anne of Green Gables. Those are books. And what is the other one called? The American Girl doll books, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's what they were called. I don't know, but like, yeah, it was like Samantha. Yeah, the American Girl doll books when I was younger. Black Beauty and those different great illustrated classics, and then Heidi and the Little Princess. When I was younger, those are books that I read, and I really liked them. They were just so wholesome. And I think when I was younger, like I was saying about my imagination, being little and thinking about like, oh, I can, you know, become like this girl and transport into like the princess time and experiencing things with her. Like, you know what I mean? It was just so nice. So those are the things I really enjoyed as a little kid, just like that fairy tale life and what would it be like, and just experiencing it. I really, really enjoyed that. And then it says, what is my favorite show? So I love Enemies to Lovers. I love Enemies to Lovers, like Sally Rooney, The Hating Game, chef's kiss. I literally love it. It was perfect. And then there's been like a couple other books that have that kind of same Enemies to Lovers type thing. I really love stuff like that. And I also loved Reminders of Him by Colleen Hoover. That kind of small town vibe. The guy owns a bar, like a little town romance. Like, we love that too. And then it says, what is your favorite TV show or movie? So let's say for Christmas movies, since I know The Polar Express, you will not beat it. I love The Polar Express. I also love The Grinch, the like updated version of The Grinch. In terms of TV shows, I really love like CSI Miami, Law & Order Special Victims Unit, Bones, The Office, The Blacklist. I like things that are like real life, like that could be real life, if that makes any sense. Like watching detective type stuff. And then like Live PD, that was on Andy for a while. Love it. Cops, love stuff like that. It says, what is my favorite food and drink? So I really love like nachos, Mexican type stuff. I love salad. I love anything with like pesto. Really love pesto. In terms of drink, I really like tea. I like coffee. I like Olippops. I love sushi. I like cheesecake. I like banana bread or like muffin type thingies. And then it says, what is my favorite color? My favorite color is sage green. Absolutely love that color. It says, when did you first move on your own? I recently moved down in August of 2022. So I've been on my own now almost 5 months, and it's been amazing. I love it. This is the first time I've been living on my own, and I think it's amazing. I love the alone time, the solidarity, the quietness. It's just chef's kiss. And then it says, what do you do for a living? So like I said before, I am a personal family assistant, childcare nanny right now, and hopefully soon I will be doing something else. But yes, that's all my questions, I think. Yeah. So I hope that you guys like it. I'm a little bit long-winded. I think I'm at 28 minutes, at least for this portion. I don't feel great, so I'm like, it's a little bit intense to do all the talking. But I do hope that you guys liked all the questions. Thank you so much for asking me them. And if you have any more, leave them down below and I'll be sure to answer them for you. No question is a bad question in my book. And I guess for some general stuff, my name's Olivia. I'm 26. I live in Michigan. I'm just a bubbly, down-to-earth, happy person. And I love talking and having conversation with people. And you guys are awesome. And then I guess for a reading update, I'm going to be continuing reading The Assassin's Blade by Sarah J. Maas, as well as starting book number 2 in Harry Potter and Cinder. And then I'm in between Legendborn right now. I'm not really a fan of it yet. It's a little bit wordy. Hopefully it gets better. But yeah, my reading I feel like went good. I finished The Measure this week. I finished also a couple other books this week in the beginning of the week. The Tarnished, book number 2 in the Blameless series. And The Voyage of the Dawn Treader. That was one of the first books that I finished this week as well. And then going into next week, I'm really excited because I'm going to hopefully be getting into these next little books here, and then there'll be some reading vlogs coming for you guys. I want to do like a middle grade reading vlog as well as a YA reading vlog, just in case there's some people who prefer looking at middle grade books versus YA books. But I'm excited. I really do hope that you guys like this video. And if you did, do not forget to give it a thumbs up and hit your notification bell so you can be notified every single time I post a video. And subscribe to my YouTube channel and join the Bookish fam, because we're so nice. We have so much fun together. And you guys are awesome. Thank you for being so kind and considerate. So I really do hope that you guys enjoy this video. And I will catch you in my very next one.